Hello and welcome. So as we continue to prepare for spring and summer, I have for you today 6 fragrances that I have just added to my collection. I've been doing quite a bit of research behind the scenes because there's so many new fragrances. So I am trying to do all my research, in some cases even test them like with samples and decants before I bring them to you. So today I'll be sharing with you 6 fragrances. We're going to unbox them together and we're going to do kind of like a first impression, but some of them I'm ready to give you some details on because, as I said, I had decants and samples and I was able to test them because I'm really trying to be better about blind buying. But before we jump right in, if this is your first time here, I'm Arahi, and in this channel, we love fragrances because we love to smell fabulous at all times. I upload videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays, and sometimes I even have a bonus video during the week for you. If that sounds like the type of content that you're interested in and like a good plan, then please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget, leave a comment. Let's go. So we're going to go ahead and start with 3 fragrances, and they're all from Jo Malone. And this is their most recent launch. And as soon as I saw it, I knew that I was interested in trying the fragrances because I love Jo Malone fragrances. But this collection is called the Blooms Collection, and it's designed to give you a set of fragrances that are feel good and that are perfect for the spring and summer seasons. So there's 3 different fragrances in this collection, and I did have a sample of each, and then I ended up picking up all 3. So today I'm going to share them with you. Now, these fragrances are all limited edition, and what I love about them is that they're reasonably priced. You know, Jo Malone is not necessarily inexpensive, but these fragrances are reasonably priced. But let's see how we feel about them, because it's one thing to try a fragrance from, you know, a sample or a decant versus the bottle. So they all come, of course, in this typical Jo Malone packaging. The only thing that I don't like is that I picked up all 3 fragrances and the boxes don't say the name of the fragrance anywhere. So we're just gonna have to open it and see which one is in here. Ooh. So this one is YUZU ZEST Cologne. And I'm going to go ahead and give you the notes before I spray it and just tell you my thoughts. So the notes for this one are top note of yuzu, middle note of citruses, so like some lime and lemon, and I see here like a grapefruit and an orange. And then at the base, there's cedar and balsam fir. I think this is definitely going to be a very citrusy scent, but let's check it out. Very nice sprayer. Oh my goodness. Ooh, this is really beautiful. This is definitely a very citrusy scent. It gives me like total tropical beach summer vibes. Yeah, this smells really good. Oh my goodness, this is perfect for spring and summer. Wow, this may actually become my favorite citrus scent right now. This is really fresh and beautiful. Okay, so this opens up quite citrusy. It is fresh, spicy. There's a little bit of greenness to it, but it's so beautiful. Wow, this is really different and beautiful. This smells so fresh. This is like the perfect fragrance to wear on a warm or very hot summer day. Oh my goodness, this smells so good. Yeah, this is all about the citruses. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. If you're looking for a really citrusy, fresh, spicy kind of scent, something that is really like on a warm or a very hot day, something that makes you feel refreshed and you're still going to smell beautiful, This is definitely your friend. Okay, so let's go ahead and open the next one. And like I said before, the same packaging. Ooh. And this one is SUNLIT CHERIMOYA. Now, I've so been looking forward to this one because guys, so growing up, there was a tree in my grandmother's house that was a CHERIMOYA tree. And that fruit is so different. I don't think I've seen that fruit in like maybe 15 years. If you've ever heard of CHERIMOYA, let me know. But it is like a green on the outside and it's white and I'm gonna call it milky on the inside, but it's not milk obviously, but it's like a milky consistency and look to the juice of the fruit. And it has like black seeds all throughout, and you can make like the most delicious and refreshing drink with it. It is so special. So I had not seen CHERIMOYA in any fragrance, so I don't have this in my collection. So I'm so looking forward to this one. But before we try it, guys, I forgot to give you the notes. So the top note is CHERIMOYA, and then the middle notes is pear. And then at the base, we have copaiba balm and tonka bean. I'm not familiar with copaiba, and I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I'm not familiar with copaiba balm, so I'll have to look that up. But at the base, it has that note and tonka bean. So this is going to be really interesting. This is probably going to be really fruity. And by the way, guys, they all come in this same bottle, and this is like a 50 ml bottle, and they all have the exact same cap. This is glass, and this is kind of like some sort of plastic, but they all have the same cap. So let's go ahead and spray it. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. I can smell that CHERIMOYA. Wow, this is bringing a ton of memories right now. This is really beautiful. But I'm also picking up on the pear. And the pear note here is done impeccably. Now, I don't know if you've tried any of the Jo Malone fragrances, but Jo Malone has a couple of other fragrances with a note of pear, and one of them in particular, and I can't remember the name exactly right now, but I do have it in my collection. That note is done exquisitely because it comes across as a very juicy and natural pear. Well, the same thing in this one. This is absolutely beautiful. This is, to me, this is spring, summer, all the way. So this for me is like a fruity fragrance that is not overly sweet, because sometimes, especially for spring and summer seasons, you know, there's fragrances that are fruity and they're so sweet that with the heat, you know, with the warm weather, like they become cloying. Not this one. There is an inherent freshness to this one that is perfection. Wow. There's a good amount of vanilla in this one. There's a warmth to it and a bit of spiciness here. But this is definitely a fruity fragrance. But it's done so beautifully. It's so balanced, because what I'm amazed at is that I can pick up the CHERIMOYA clearly and the pear. Like clearly, I can distinguish between both, even though overall you're getting that fruity sensation, that, you know, summer, spring fruity vibe completely from the fragrance. This, I would definitely say, is a very exotic, smooth fragrance. This is not your regular fruity fragrance at all. Oh my goodness, let me know if you've tried this one. I am absolutely in love with this one. You know, the one before this one, the YUZU ZEST, is also really beautiful. It's like a perfect citrusy scent, but this one, it has such an exotic feel because this is not a common fruit in perfumery. Wow. Beautiful. Oh, I need to move on. So this one has to be the yellow hibiscus because it's the only one that's left of the three. I can tell you that for right now, my favorite so far is the CHERIMOYA. It left me like with such a happy, bubbly feeling. That fragrance is so beautiful. Oh. And here is the third one. And this one is yellow hibiscus. So let me give you the notes of this one. So the top note, of course, is hibiscus. The middle note is rose, and the base note is lime. Ooh, this is going to be really interesting. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. So when I saw the note of hibiscus and rose, you know, hibiscus is not one of those notes that people tend to gravitate to. Hibiscus can be quite, ooh, oh my goodness. There's a journey to this fragrance. Oh, this is not linear at all. It opened super citrusy. Like I could pick up on the lime to perfection. And I dare say there's other citrus notes in here, but it opened like with a blast of citrus and freshness, just a tad green. But now I'm picking up on the hibiscus, like it's a real dominant note. The hibiscus and the rose together. Oh my goodness, but this is so beautiful. This is really different. Wow, Jo Malone really worked on these. Oh my goodness, guys. This is so beautiful. Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, this is the floral. This one is the floral. Yeah, this is definitely a floral. The first one, the yuzu one, is the citrus one. Oh my goodness. And the second one, the CHERIMOYA, is the fruity one. So there you have 3 different scent profiles to cover you for spring and summer. There's also like a little bit of sweetness to this one, while at the same time there's a sourness in the background. I'm really loving it. Really loving that. Wow. Okay guys, so let me tell you what I think about these 3 fragrances. So I am very much a fan of Jo Malone, and I have several of their fragrances in my collection. I think I have at this point maybe like 7 other Jo Malone fragrances. And for me, unless they're limited edition, sometimes when they're limited edition and I really love it, I'll get a backup bottle. I can tell you that most likely I will be getting a backup of the CHERIMOYA because wow. So I can tell you that these fragrances, this is a little bit different. Like I'm picking up on the Jo Malone DNA in them. It's like a totally different take on how they do their fragrances. And I think I can attribute that to like the notes that they've used. But there is something so absolutely exquisite about each one of these fragrances. Like the YUZU ZEST one is definitely a citrus fragrance, and wow, it is really beautifully done. It is perfection. If you're looking for a citrus scent profile for this spring and summer, I really recommend that you get your nose, if you have to get your nose on it before picking it up. But I really think you are going to fall madly in love with this fragrance. Now the second one, the CHERIMOYA one, would definitely be your fruity scent profile for spring and summer. And that fragrance has just such an exotic feel to it with that CHERIMOYA and that pear. Oh my goodness, guys. Unbelievable. Really incredible fragrance. And then the last one, the yellow hibiscus, that just blew my mind because hibiscus and rose together, and they have been done beautifully. And then there's the lime in the backdrop all throughout the journey, like giving it some freshness, and there's like a tad of greenness in the fragrance, which just makes it perfect for spring and summer. I am really blown away, as you can tell by these 3 fragrances. I love Jo Malone, but there's just something different in this collection, and it's limited edition. So if you're going to get your nose on it, try and move quickly, because I'm pretty sure that these fragrances will go pretty fast. But anyway, guys, so let's keep going. Okay, so since we're on the track where we're looking at several bottles from, the same fragrance house, let's go ahead and take a look at 2 bottles that I picked up from Guerlain, and of course as part of their Allegoria collection. And I picked up BOSCA Vanilla. Oh, I'm so excited about this one. And then I also picked up Oud YUZU Forte. Now, remember, the Allegoria collection is really designed for like spring, summer, and these 2 were actually launched in 2023, and I could not get my hand on a couple of samples, and I don't even know what happened. By the time I got my act together, we were well into the fall, and I was like, forget it. But let me tell you, I did have samples and a decant of the YUZU FORTE that my essay gave me, and these fragrances, I'm going to tell you right now, they are winners. They are surreal. And the good news is that because they were launched in 2023, we can get them at better pricing now. So I'll just go ahead and of course link everything in the description box for you. But let's go ahead and open them because I haven't had a full bottle and I am dying to experience them from the full bottle. Let's go. So we're going to go ahead and start with BOSCA Vanilla. Ooh. Oh, and I picked up the 125 ml. Before I share the notes with you, let me tell you a little bit. So as I said before, the Guerlain Aqua Allegoria collection is designed for fragrances that are designed to be used during the spring and summer season primarily. I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can layer them. I've done that, layer them with other fragrances, you know, during the fall and winter seasons. But these fragrances on their own are really designed for the spring and summer seasons. Now, this collection, the Aqua Allegoria, has been around for quite some time. But what is kind of new, I think it just started last year, maybe, I don't know, but the Forte, right? So when you have an Aqua Allegoria fragrance that is part of the name has the word Forte, that means that it is designed to be an intense fragrance, and that they are. The performance of these fragrances is unbelievable. I really can get easily 7 to 8 hours with these fragrances, and I don't necessarily overspray them because they can be quite intense. From trying both of the fragrances that we're going to look at today, the BOSCA and the YUZU, the Oud YUZU and the Oud YUZU Forte, I can tell you that these are fragrances that you can use for any occasion during the spring and summer seasons, day and night. You're going to get a moderate projection and a moderate sillage, but I am telling you the longevity is quite outstanding. Okay, so for the BOSCA Vanilla Forte, we have the top note is bergamot and eucalyptus, and the middle notes are solar notes and immortelle, and the base notes are, of course, vanilla absolute, driftwood, and musk. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, guys. This is vanilla heaven. Now think about this. We all in the fragrance community know that nobody does vanilla like Guerlain. Oh my goodness. Guys, this is, if you are a vanilla lover, if you love vanilla fragrances, I'm going to tell you right now, this is a must. Oh my goodness. Just pick it up and you can thank me later. You are going to be in bliss heaven. Wow. This is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. This opens with a ton of vanilla. There's a woodiness to it, but it's very faint, like in the background, because the vanilla is the star. To me right now, the dominant notes are vanilla and driftwood. That driftwood, oh yeah. Wow. There's also like a very marine quality to this fragrance. Oh my goodness. This is perfection for spring and summer. This is I don't even know how they did this, because when you say vanilla to me for the spring and summer seasons, I'm immediately going to look at you all weird and question that. Because vanilla to me is not necessarily a note that can be fresh, but they did it. They did it in this fragrance. Oh my goodness. Wow. This is sweet, and I can get the citrus notes in here. Wow. This is definitely a musky vanilla base. I have to spray myself with this one. Oh my goodness. How did they do this? This is so fresh. I feel like I'm sitting somewhere by like the ocean, and there's an ocean breeze, and I'm having like a cocktail, and there is a marine quality to this. This is absolutely beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. I have to tell you, you can use this one for any occasion during the spring and summer seasons, but I know that I am going to pull this during fall and winter. This is going to become an all year, because the vanilla in here is Guerlain vanilla at this price point, oh my, I am so going to get a backup bottle because this is really exceptional. Totally exceptional. Anyway, I know I have to move on. So let me just tell you that the vibes that I get with this is total spring, summer, and any occasion. You can use this whether you're just going outside and you're involved in sports. You can use this if you're going to a formal event. I mean, this fragrance, really, guys, this is really so versatile, and this is just absolutely beautiful. And to me, if you like vanilla fragrances, this is a totally safe blind buy for me. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. If you're a vanilla fragrances lover, this is a must. This is definitely a must. Like, wow. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so let's go to the next one. And this one is Oud YUZU Forte. Now, I have to tell you guys, there is truly a difference between spraying yourself with a decant or with a sample, because I had several samples. I mean, he sent me, I think maybe it was like 5 little sample sleeves, you know, the little sleeves that have the little vial inside. So I was able to use these fragrances for a couple of days each. But when I just sprayed myself with the BOSCA vanilla, first of all, the scent is now all around this room, and it is driving me crazy because it smells absolutely delicious. It is incredible, and at the same time, like, so refreshing. But the experience that I just went through was very different than when I sprayed myself with the little tiny vial. You know, because when you have the fragrance and you spray it, it just opens up, and it's just a totally different experience. So I can tell you that of the 2 fragrances, this one was the one that just blew me away when I tried them from the little samples. But you saw my reaction to the BOSCA vanilla. That fragrance, I am telling you, get your hands on it. It is amazing. I mean, amazing. And if you already have it, can you please let me know your opinion of it? But let's go ahead and get into the YUZU. So same box. I love these bottles. If you haven't seen these bottles, let me show you. Okay, so before I get all carried away, the notes of this one are top note of yuzu, the middle note is oud, and the base note is cedar. So a pretty straightforward note structure, but let's see what's really going on in here. Oh my goodness. Guys, I love this fragrance. This is just so different. I mean, would you ever think to combine yuzu and oud? Oh my goodness. So let me tell you, this opens up so fresh, completely citrusy opening. And then as it starts to evolve, you start to get those woody notes, like a woody backdrop to the citrusness, but the citrus freshness never leaves. Oh my goodness. This is so beautiful. Paired up with the citruses from the very opening is oud, but the oud is extremely smooth. It's almost faint. Like you can barely pick it up. I'm picking it up because I'm trying to get the oud and the fragrance, if you know what I mean. But it's not like, if your nose is not trained to pick up oud, you may not even pick up oud. You may just think that this is a citrusy opening with a backdrop of some woodiness. This is very fresh, spicy. And this is a tad green, but the green is just perfection. It just adds to that freshness. I'm now picking up on some of the florals. But I can't even distinguish exactly what they are. Oh my goodness, guys, this is such a beautiful fragrance. Let me tell you, this fragrance to me is like perfection for a formal event, a formal outdoor event during spring, summer, whether it's a wedding, whether it's any type of outdoor event. And I can tell you that from testing it, from the samples that I had, this one gave me a full day wear. These 2 are no joke. I can tell you from experience that the Aqua Allegoria Fortes, they're no joke. They're not beast, but in my opinion, they're almost getting there. And this one is quite something. Oh my goodness. This is so, so beautiful. It's like the florals playing with the citrus notes of the yuzu, and then that light, very faint oud in the background that gives this fragrance some character. It's just, you know, it just takes it to the next level, because it's not just a citrus fragrance, a beautiful citrus fragrance. It has some oomph to it. It's just very, very different. I have to tell you guys, I recommend, highly, highly recommend both of these fragrances. And even though this one has oud, and you know how I am about oud, that I tend to tell you get your nose on it first, I would have to say that this is a safe blind buy. If you are into citrusy note fragrances, oh my gosh, this is absolutely beautiful, because what you're really going to get here more of is like the florals with the yuzu and a little backdrop of some faint woody notes, and that's really what you're going to get. It's going to be hard for you to pick up on oud, because the oud here is almost negligible, if I'm honest with you. This is really not about the oud. This is really about the yuzu and how it plays with all the other notes. This is really, really beautiful. And the Bosca vanilla, I already told you. If you are into vanilla fragrances, this is a must, and you are going to be so happy that you did, because you're getting Guerlain vanilla at an incredible, incredible value. And I will link everything for you in the description box, but please, if any of you have tried these fragrances, can you please let me know your opinion? And if you end up picking them up, can you please let me know your opinion? I have to tell you, I just love to add fragrances to my collection that I know I am going to pull, and just pull them because they smell so incredible and they're so perfect. Because I have to tell you, those two that we just reviewed, I'm pretty sure that bottle will almost be gone by the end of 2024 summer season. And the ones from Jo Malone, oh my goodness. And I was sitting here thinking that I could layer that Bosca vanilla. I could layer that with just about anything, guys. That's how incredible that vanilla is. That fragrance is all about the vanilla. So the next one and the last one that I have for you, which I am super excited to try because it is the most gorgeous bottle, but I've also heard that the fragrance is incredible. And I did not have a sample of this one. This is the one that I did not have a sample of. And I am speaking about Jean Paul Gaultier's La Belle Paradise Garden. And it comes in the typical packaging, you know, like this cylinder is kind of like a tin, but it doesn't feel cheap, curiously enough. And here you have it. Ooh, oh my goodness, that bottle, wow. This is not a sticker. This is actually like a patch of fabric. And then this here is like a peacock, and there's some flowers around it. It is absolutely stunning. This one was just launched in 2024 like the others, and this one has Quentin Bish as the perfumer. You guys know that I love Quentin Bish, so I definitely wanted to pick up this one. I do have the La Belle Intense. I don't have the original, but I am planning to pick it up because every time there's a La Belle or there's other fragrances, then I don't have that one to reference. But this one is their latest. So this is supposed to be a relaunch of the one that was launched in 2022. I think it was called Fleur Terrible, you know, like terrible flower or something like. But it was La Belle La Fleur Terrible, if I remember. Yeah, and for 2022. And this is supposed to be a relaunch. Now, you guys know that just because it's a relaunch doesn't mean that it's going to be exactly the same. Now, I never picked up that one, so I don't have that one to compare it to this one. But they're supposed to be exactly the same. But let me go ahead and share the notes of this one with you. Okay, so this one is supposed to have a top note of Blue Lotus, and then a middle note of Iris, and at the base, vanilla. Now, what I can tell you that I do remember, because I did plan to pick it up and then it just disappeared and I couldn't get it. The one that was launched in 2022, La Flor Terrible, that one had the same notes, except that instead of the Blue Lotus, it had Water Lily, if I remember correctly. But at the end, these are both vanilla-based fragrances with one of my favorite notes in the middle, which is iris, which of course, as soon as you hear iris and violet, you know we're gonna have some sort of powdery olfactory journey or just a powdery dry down. Oh, guys, I'm so excited. I can't wait to try this one. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh my goodness. Guys. Oh, wow. Do you know what I absolutely love? I love it when I have a haul that is a complete and resounding success. This haul, and to end this haul with this fragrance, oh my goodness. Okay, let me tell you. Guys, this opened with a bomb of vanilla and iris. I'm getting powderiness already, which tells me that this fragrance is going to be quite powdery at the dry down. I'm picking up on the iris and violet. But the dominant note here, the star right now, is that vanilla. Oh my goodness, but it is paired beautifully with the iris and the violet. If you are into violet and iris fragrances, you have to pick this up. Oh my gosh, and I think, don't quote me on this one, but I think this is limited edition. Oh my goodness, guys. Wow. I hope I can find it so I can link it for you because it wasn't easy for me to find it. And you know what's interesting? There's an aquatic quality to this fragrance. Very, very present. Wow. It's like right there with the vanilla. And you know what I can tell? I can tell that that aquatic note is what's not allowing this very dominant vanilla to become cloying or make this fragrance over sweet. This fragrance is sweet, don't get me wrong, but it's not crazy sweet. It's not annoying sweet, obnoxious sweet, no. Oh my guys, okay. This one, I really am loving this one than even La Belle Intense, and I love La Belle Intense, okay? I can't remember the original that much, so I don't even want to endeavor to tell you that I like it more than the original, but I will tell you, I am so happy that I picked up this fragrance. Wow. And I am definitely now going to pick up the original because now I just have to have it. Yeah, I'm not picking up anything else. This is all about that incredible vanilla, that aquatic note, the iris and the violet with a backdrop of powderiness. That's really what this fragrance is. But as simple as I just made it sound, this to me is exceptional. This is really, really, really beautiful and worth it. This is so beautiful. I think you could use it during the day, but this to me is like late afternoon, anything that you have to do, whether it's casual or formal, you know, you can dress it down, you can dress it up, but this is just not a first thing in the morning fragrance for me. For sure. There is too much character to this fragrance with that iris and the violet and that powderiness. This is more like late afternoon into all the way up through the night, any occasion. I know that this for me is not just going to be spring, summer. This is probably going to be an all year because I love iris and violet. Oh, and this vanilla, I can't let go of this little strip because, wow. Oh my goodness. Listen, if you have gotten your nose on this fragrance or you have it or you picked up La Flor Terrible, please let me know your thoughts because this is just amazing. This is truly amazing. Oh, I can't tell you about performance, but if this one performs like the other labels, then we won't have any issues. And this did not smell faint at all to me or weak. I can still smell it. Oh my goodness. It is just beautiful, guys. It really is beautiful. But anyway, let me know if you've gotten your nose on this one and what your thoughts are. All right, guys, so we've reached the end of the video, and I hope that this was as enjoyable for you as it was for me, because this was a haul success. Thank you so much for hanging with me as always. Welcome to all of our new fragrance loving family members, and I will see you in the next video.